Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video and I'm really excited to start this learning journey with all of you. My name is, let's just take it as the physiotherapist. And now on this channel, we'll be understanding the human body, not just through anatomy, but also through movement and physiotherapy. So today we are beginning with a very important and fascinating topic. Let me tell you that it is fascinating for few and non-fascinating for many, like maximum of them. Including me, I don't find it fascinating, but we will make sure we find it fascinating end of this video. So it is the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint is something you use every single day without even thinking about it. Whether you are lifting your bag, waving to a friend, or throwing a ball, your shoulder joint is doing all the work. So, with this, we'll start with a basic introduction to shoulder joint. So, as I am going forward, you can see it is a basic introduction. So, it is the most flexible joint in our body, which is amazing. But that flexibility also makes it easy to injure. As you can see, many injuries takes place when it is overdone. So, we will just go with a little and basic introduction. Okay. It is primarily the glenohumeral joint. In next slide, I'll just explain you that. It is a ball and socket kind of a joint. Okay. Just imagine the humeral head as a ball and which fixes with the socket. Okay. Synovial articulation between the humeral head and glenoid fossa of the scapula, enabling the widest range of motion in the body. Is it fine? So now we will move forward, which I'll explain you in little detail with all the bones, muscles, and tendons. So it is now little anatomy about the shoulder joint. So first we'll go with the glenohumeral joint. Okay, it is the glenohumeral joint. As you can see, the cartilage over here, the acromion, the clavicle, it is the glenoid cavity. This is the scapula. This is the humerus. This is the ball. Okay, as I have told you, it is a ball and socket kind of a joint. This ball attaches with the socket, okay, which is called as glenoid fossa of the scapula. Okay. Now in this, it is the glenohumeral joint, which is the primary joint of the shoulder. As I have written over a little introduction, that is the glenohumeral joint is the primary joint of the shoulder, responsible for wide range of movements, including your flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotation. If you have any doubt about flexion, extension, abduction, I can explain you in further videos as I'll be covering the biomechanics. As you can know basic about flexion extension, as I can understand, it is a ball and socket as I have told you. By the articulation of humeral head and glenoid cavity of the scapula, it becomes as ball and socket kind of a joint. If you have any doubt over here, you can just comment it. Okay. Now, the next is the acromoclavicular joint, connector of scapula and the clavicle. As you can see over here, this is the connection of the scapula to the clavicle. Okay, this is the clavicle. This is the acromion. Okay, process. Okay. The acromoclavicular joint connects the acromion of the scapula. As you can see, acromion of the scapula to the clavicle, allowing for movement and stability. Okay. It plays crucial role in shoulders' ability to perform overhead motions like throwing, overhead activities, also lifting something from the shelf. Okay. And also to perform, as I have told you, overhead motions and prevent shoulder separation. Okay. Is it clear? If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. Now, next we will go with scapulothoracic joint. Okay. A functional articulation it is. Scapulothoracic joint is not a true anatomical joint but a functional interface between the scapula and the thoracic rib cage. Okay, enabling significant movement, stability of the shoulder girdle. This joint facilitates elevation and depression of the shoulder blade. Okay, now moving forward, we will go with the bones involved in the shoulder joint. Basic I have given you, that is the main bones involved to create a shoulder joint, that is the humerus, upper arm bone, scapula, that is the shoulder blade, clavicle, that is the collarbone, glenoid cavity, that is the shoulder socket, as I have shown you before, acromion process, that is the scapular extension. The shoulder joint is formed by three main bones, as I have told you, the humerus, scapula, and clavicle. Humerus, the arm bone. The head of the humerus fits into the socket, as I have told you before. Scapula, that is the shoulder blade. The glenoid cavity is a shallow socket that receives the humeral head. As I have told you, it is kind of a cup where the humeral head fixes into the socket. Clavicle, that is the collarbone, which you can see over here as I am showing you. This is the scapula. This is the head of the humerus. Okay, the clavicle, that is the collarbone, acts as strut connecting the shoulder to the trunk and providing the stability. The actual shoulder, that is the glenohumeral joint, is between the humerus and the scapula. This is the glenohumeral joint. Is it fine? So we will move forward with that. Okay. Now, the key muscles of the shoulder joint. As you can see a picture which is very gross, not like total fine picture, but better for better understanding, I had just put it. First is the deltoid muscle, which helps in arm abduction. Supraspinatus muscle for arm abduction. Infraspinatus muscle for external rotation. Teres minor muscle for external rotation. Subscapularis muscle for internal rotation. This is also called as sits muscle. Okay. Now, also known as rotator cuff muscle, most importantly, these muscles are to stabilize the shoulder joint. Okay. Like the supraspinatus initiates abduction, as I have told you, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. As I have told you, they are called as sits muscle. Other muscles, as I have told you, deltoid. Including that, we have few more muscles, that is pectoralis major for flexion and adduction, latissimus dorsi for extension and adduction, teres major for medial rotation, biceps brachii, that is long head, stabilizes the joint, triceps brachii, long head, assist extension. Okay, these are the basic muscles of shoulder joint. You can just keep it in mind. They have also called as rotator cuff muscles or sits muscle. Okay, is it fine? So now we will go with the ligaments. Okay, these are the muscles I have just briefly explained over here. You can just take it a note if you want. This is about the supraspinatus muscle. As I have written, supraspinatus is one of the four rotator cuff muscles. It plays a crucial role in initiating abduction and stabilizing the shoulder joint during overhead activities. Okay. Next is the infraspinatus. As you can see the muscle over here. Okay. The infraspinatus is another rotator cuff muscle responsible for the external rotation of the arm. It stabilizes the shoulder joint during arm movements and helps in maintaining proper shoulder mechanics. Okay. Now the next is teres minor. As you can see over here, this muscle, the teres minor assists in external rotation and adduction of the arm. This muscle is essential for stabilizing the shoulder joint, okay? Particularly during arm movements, that is overhead, touching your back of the head. Fine. Now, next is the subscapularis. As you can see the muscle over here, the subscapularis is the largest muscle of the rotator cuff and is responsible for internal rotation of the arm. It plays a significant role in shoulder stability during various arm activities. Is it fine? If you have any questions, you can just comment down so that I can clear it. Okay. So now we will move forward with all the ligaments supporting the shoulder joint. Okay. There are like four ligaments which we basically take. First one is the glenohumeral ligament, that is superior, middle, and inferior. Then comes the coracohumeral ligament. Okay. Third is the coracoacromial ligament. Okay. Where I have acromoclavicular. Okay. And then transverse humeral ligament. Is it fine? So I'll just give a brief little introduction about that. Glenohumeral ligament, which strengthen the joint capsule anteriorly. Coracohumeral ligament supports the capsule from above. Okay. Acromoclavicular ligament forms a protective arc over the joint. Is it fine? Then transverse humeral ligament holds the biceps tendon in place. Okay. These are the ligaments which gives
Where is my
support. Now we will move with the actions of the shoulder joint. As you can know, all the joints, all the actions which a shoulder joint has, that is flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and rotations. In rotation, it might be internal rotation, external rotation. Okay. Now we will go with the flexion. Flexion involves raising your arm forward, as you can see in the picture, moving the arm from this to this. Okay. This is called as flexion, primarily targeting the shoulder flexors such as the anterior, deltoid, and pectoralis major. This action is essential for performing tasks like reaching the object in front of you. As this person is flexing his arm forward. We have completed flexion. We will move to extension. Extension, it involves moving the arm backward. As this is not a proper picture I have got, but it is taking your arm backwards. Like while marching, you just take your back hand backwards. It is called as extension, primarily engaging muscles like the posterior deltoid and teres major. This movement is crucial for activities such as throwing or reaching behind the body, like combing or just scratching your back from backwards. It is called as extension. Okay. Now we will go for abduction. That is, abduction refers to lifting the arm away from the body, that is predominantly using the deltoid and supraspinatus muscles. This action is vital for raising arms to the side or performing lateral movements. As you take your arm to do a salute, you just take it in a abduction position. Now we will go for adduction. As you can see in this picture, adduction is a movement of bringing the arm back towards the body, mainly involving the pectoralis major and latissimus dorsi muscles. This action is key for controlling arm movement during various activities. As you can just do a movement, take your arm, touch to the opposite shoulder. It will go in the adduction position. Now the rotations, as I have told you, rotations contains internal and external rotation. Rotation consists of turning the arm inward, that is medial rotation, that is internal, or outward rotation, that is the lateral rotation, engaged by muscles such as rotator cuff. The movement is crucial for many sports and daily activities that require arm positioning. Is it fine with all of you? If you have any doubts over this or on this topic, you can just tell me. Okay. Now, common injuries and conditions. As I have told you, we will talk about this in more specific way in another video. You can just suggest me what kind of injuries you want in sports related or common ortho MSK conditions. I'll just brief you on that, or I'll just give you all the conditions regarding that. So the shoulder joint is susceptible to various injuries due to its wide range of motion, structural complexity. Common injuries, I will tell you, that is rotator cuff tear, shoulder dislocation, tendinitis, and impingement syndrome. each affecting shoulder function in different ways. Okay, there are many vast varieties of injuries commonly seen in shoulder joint in age-related population. So, if you want anything on specific, I'll just briefly tell you on that, or in next video, I'll just give you a short note on all the common injuries in sports-related MSK condition, old age, or in kids. Is it fine? So here I just want to tell you few mnemonics to understand the muscles or the actions of the shoulder joint. Okay, so give me yeah. So this is okay for sits muscle. We will be telling us the shoulder is sitting on a chair. Okay, shoulder is sitting on a chair. Okay, in this, S stands for supraspinatus, I stands for infraspinatus, T stands for teres minor, and S stands for subscapularis. Sitting. If it stops sitting, the shoulder dislocates. Is it fine? Bones of the shoulder. So I'll just tell you in word S C A H. A student fell and said sha. You can just say sha. Okay. He hurt his shoulder and cried sha. Sha means S stands for scapula, C stands for clavicle, and H stands for humerus. Is it fine? Function of rotator cuff, that is the movement story we will tell over here. Susie starts infra and Terry rotates. Subbu moves inside. Should I repeat it once more? Susie starts, infra and Terry rotate. Subbu moves inside. Okay? So, now, Susie, S stands for supraspinatus, starts with abduction. Infra and Terry rotate. I stands for infraspinatus, rotates out. That is lateral rotation. Okay? Terry rotate. That is teres minor, rotates out. That is lateral rotation. Subbu moves inside. Subscapularis, move arm inside. Okay? Subbu moves inside. It is medial rotation. Is it fine? Now, ligaments. GCCT, that is good civil contractors took the shoulder jaw. GCCT, good civil contractors took the shoulder jaw. G stands for glenohumeral ligament. C stands for coracohumeral ligament. And another C stands for coracoacromial ligament. And took the shoulder jaw. T stands for transverse humeral ligament. Is it fine? GCCT. Now, we will go for actions of the shoulder joint, that is, read a fable, Mr. FABLEMR. Okay? F stands for flexion, A stands for abduction, B, that is abduction. Okay? B stands for abduction, extension, E stands for extension, M stands for medial rotation, R stands for lateral rotation. Is it fine? Flexion. This without a mnemonic, you can just keep it in mind as you know the shoulder joint का movements. Flexion. अगर आगे जा रहा है हाथ तो पीछे आएगा तो flexion and extension. बाहर जाएगा तो अंदर आएगा, that is abduction and adduction. आगे जा रहा है अंदर मतलब middle में आ रहा है तो lateral भी जाएगा. So medial rotation and lateral rotation. These are the basic joint movements which takes place in shoulder joint. Is it fine? So, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Now, conclusion and summary of the shoulder joint. As I have explained to you, all the bones, all the ligaments, all the muscles, and the actions done by the shoulder joint, and also few injuries which takes place in the shoulder joint. If you want me to improve something in this video, make sure you comment on this, that I have to improvise in such like a moment or such place that this has to be more clear. So I'll make sure in next video I'll improvise it. So if you have any query, any doubts, you can just comment, or can just put a text so that I can just clarify and make sure I'll improvise my video further. In the next video, we'll look at the most common shoulder injuries and break them down from a physiotherapy perspective also. If you have anything in specific that I have to cover this topic only, then you can just put a comment on that. Then I'll cover it all. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any doubt, you are free to ask the questions. Thank you.